Good morning, students, and welcome to today's English class. And we are going to start with the session two of the story, The Thief Story, and it is written by Ruskin Bond. Before I start with the story, I'd like to help you recap what we have already finished in the story in session one. So, without further ado, let us start with the recap of this prose written by Ruskin Bond, The Thief Story. The story starts with a 15-year-old thief on a lookout for a prospective victim. He sets his sight on a 25-year-old Anil, a man of tall and lean physique. And Anil is watching a wrestling match. Now, we also get to know that this thief was an experienced one and a very successful one, meaning that he has never been caught in his life for robbing someone. So the thief is in search for his next victim when he sets his eyes on Anil. Now, Anil seems to be an easygoing person, and the thief falls on his experience of being able to judge the mindset of his next victim by merely looking at their outer appearance. So he's pretty confident that he will be able to get into the confidence of this man, Anil, and then maybe rob him in future. Now, we also get to know that of late, the thief did not have much luck, and he was trying to look for his next victim. The thief compliments Anil for having a physique of a wrestler, though it's not true. The thief employs a little flattery to win over the confidence of Anil because he thinks that using a little flattery helps to gain confidence of a person while initiating a conversation with total stranger. Moving on, we find out that Anil is not outdone, and he also compliments the young boy by saying that he too looks like a wrestler. The thief is taken aback. Then Anil asks him his name, and the thief lies again. He tells him that his name is Hari Singh. Now, there's a reason why he lies to Anil about his name. The thief kept on changing his name every month. Why? This helped him to keep himself ahead of the police and his former employers. So this way, he could never be caught. He's an experienced thief with great intuitive, or should I say, great intuition. As we move ahead in the story, we find that after having a slight conversation about the wrestlers and the wrestling match, Anil leaves the place. The thief follows Anil and tells him that he wants Anil to employ him. Now, Anil asks him whether Anil tells him very clearly that he does not have money to pay him. He cannot afford him. That's when the thief is visibly shaken. Rather, he wonders if he had misjudged Anil for being a wealthy man. But since the thief is going through a lean phase of his career, he asks Anil if he could feed him. Anil tells him clearly that he could provide him meals provided the thief knows how to cook. Hari, again, he lies to Anil by telling him that yes, he knows how to cook. That's when Anil takes him to his room that is over Jamuna's sweet shop and tells him that he could stay on the balcony, he could sleep on the balcony. That night, Hari Singh's lie is exposed. Not that he's a thief, but that he could cook. Because the meal that he made was a terrible one, and Anil gave it to a stray dog and told Hari Singh to stay off. But Hari Singh did not leave Anil's side. He rather hung around and he smiled at him in the most attractive manner. And finally, we see that Anil takes pity on him and forgives him. Moving on, we find that Anil promises Hari Singh to not only help him to rather, he promises Hari Singh that he will teach him how to cook food, but also promises him that he will teach him how to write his name. And he also told him that soon he would tell him how to write whole sentences and to add numbers. Now, Hari Singh was extremely grateful to Anil. Hari Singh knew that once he could write like an educated man, then there would be no limit of what he could achieve in his life. Hari Singh admits that he was pretty happy working for Anil. He used to make tea for Anil in the morning, and then he would take his time to go and buy the day's supplies, usually making a profit of about a rupee a day. Anil knew that Hari Singh was making a profit of 1 rupee a day, but he did not mind that. Why? Because Hari Singh was not paid for his services by Anil. Instead, he was simply giving him food. So Anil did not mind that Hari Singh kept 1 rupee out of the money that he gave him to buy the day's supplies. The story progresses. We get to know something about Anil. We get to know that Anil made his living inconsistent. He was inconsistent when it comes to making money. So he had irregular income. He made money by fits and starts. So Anil would borrow money 1 week and then he would return it the next. And Anil always kept worrying about his next income. But as soon as he got his new income or the new income arrived, Anil would forget all his worries and he would go out and celebrate. It seemed that he wrote for magazines, and that was a strange way of making a livelihood. One evening, Anil came home with a bundle of notes, and he told Hari Singh that he had just sold a book to a publisher for which he got paid. And Anil saw that night, Hari Singh that night saw Anil tuck the money under the mattress. Hari Singh had been working for Anil for almost a month. And apart from cheating, remember that 1 rupee that he made on the shopping? He had not done anything as a thief. And now Hari Singh had all the opportunity of being a thief. Why? Because Anil trusted him a lot. Anil had given him the key to the door, and Hari Singh could come and go as he wanted. And Hari Singh admits that Anil was perhaps the most trusting person he had ever met. Now we see that Hari Singh is not very happy to rob Anil. He says that it is very difficult to rob Anil. Not that Anil is very alert and agile, it's because Anil is a careless man. And it's pretty convenient for a thief like Hari Singh, who has Anil's confidence, to rob him. So the pleasure of robbing someone who is alert and agile will not come to will not come to Hari Singh when he robs Anil. So robbing Anil would take all the pleasure out of the work. But Hari Singh wonders, rather he contemplates, he thinks that it had been some time that he did some real work in his line. He hasn't robbed anyone for some time. And he told himself that he was out of practice. So if he will not practice, he will become sloppy or he'll get slow. And he also tries to convince himself that if he did not take that money now, Anil is simply going to waste that money on his friends. And after all, Anil was not at all paying him for his services. He was simply giving him food. So that tempts him to rob Anil. So we come to the point where Anil is robbed by Hari Singh. So Anil was fast asleep, and that was the time when Hari Singh woke up. Any which way, he was not sleeping. He had already made up his mind to rob Anil. He sat up on the floor and he looked at the situation. He, he thought that if he took money right now, this would be the right time for him to rush to the station and catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. So Hari Singh slipped out of the blanket and crept up to the bed where Anil was sleeping peacefully. And that was when Hari Singh saw Anil's face very closely. He saw that Anil's face was clear and he did not have any lines, meaning he did not hear the meaning that it was unlined means that uh, there were no expressions of worry on his face. And Hari Singh had more marks on his face, though they were all scars. So he slid his hand under the mattress, he searched for the notes, and when he found them, he drew them out without a sound. That's when Anil sighed in his sleep and he turned on Hari Singh's side. Hari Singh was taken aback, he was startled, he was he felt confused what to do next. But then he quickly crawled out of the room and left the place. And when he was on the road, he stopped to run. He had the notes tied at his waist, held there by a string of his pajamas. He slowed down to a walk and then he counted the note. He had 600 rupees and 50s. And that was sufficient money for him to lead a luxurious life for at least a week or two. His joy knew no bounds. Now he had money. He had been successful in his endeavor. Okay. But upon reaching the station, he did not stop at the ticket office because he never bought ticket in his life. So he dashed straight to the platform where the Lucknow Express was just moving out. The train had to still pick up speed, and Hari Singh should have jumped into one of the carriages. But looks like his conscience pinched him, and he hesitated. He had all the time to get away, but he did not do it. There was some reason that he could not explain. Maybe he's too young to understand what that reason might be. He lost the chance to get away. And he was there all alone in the deserted station. So Hari Singh had no idea where to spend his night. He had no friends. And the reason he did not have any friends, because he did not believe in making friends. Because the friends would be more trouble to him than help because of his profession. They might give him away. They might tell about his whereabouts or the manner in which Hari Singh operates. And then it will be convenient for the police to nab him. So he did not want to make anyone curious also by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. So he did not want to raise suspicion of the manager or the owner of a small hotel near the station that a boy, a teenager, is staying in their hotel and also making the payment. So they might ring the police and Hari Singh might be nabbed. So the only person that Hari Singh really knew was Anil, the man he had robbed. So leaving the station, he walked slowly through the bazaar with lot of thoughts going through his mind. Now, in his very short career as a thief, Hari Singh had made a study of men's faces when they had lost their goods. Now, Hari Singh was a thief. He had learned through his experience how to study people's faces, especially when they lost their possessions. How would they react? What their reaction might be. The greedy man would show fear. The rich man showed anger. The poor man would show acceptance that it was in his fate to lose his possessions. But Hari Singh knew that Anil's face, that when Anil would discover about the theft, he would show only a touch of sadness, not because he lost his goods or he lost his money, but because of the loss of trust that he had placed on Hari Singh. So Anil would feel that his trust was betrayed and he would feel bad about it. That's all. So we'll start from here. Now we'll start with the session 2 with paragraph that I have highlighted right now. I found myself in the Maidan and sat down on a bench. The night was chilly. It was early November and a light drizzle added to my discomfort. Soon it was raining quite heavily. My shirt and pajamas stuck to my skin and a cold wind blew the rain across my face. So Hari Singh, he went to an open area, a Maidan, and he sat down on a bench. Maybe he is in a park. That night, it was cold. It was early November, and the cold weather, the winters were knocking at the door. And a slight drizzle, a slight rainfall added to Hari Singh's discomfort because it was already cold and now it was drizzling. And soon that drizzle turned into a quite heavy rainfall. And his shirt and pajamas were stuck to his skin. And a cold wind blew the rain across his face, and he felt terribly cold. He must find shelter now. Let's see what he does. I went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. The clock showed midnight. I felt for the notes. They were damp from the rain. Anil's money in the morning, he would probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema, but now I had it all. I couldn't cook his meals, run to the bazaar, or learn to write whole sentences anymore. So, in order to avoid rain and seek shelter, Hari went back to the bazaar and he sat in the shelter of the clock tower. He looked at the clock. It was midnight. And then he touched the notes that were tied to the string of his pajamas. They were damp from the rain. They had become wet from the rain. Whose money was it? Was it Hari Singh's money? No. It was Anil's money. And in the morning, Hari Singh is, thinking what Anil might have done the next day had he not escaped with money, with Anil's money. Then the next morning, Anil would probably had given him 2 or 3 rupees and asked him to go to the cinema and maybe watch a movie. But now he had all Anil's money. Now he couldn't cook his meals, run to the bazaar to buy the day's groceries, or get an opportunity to learn to write whole sentences anymore. Moving on to the next paragraph. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. Whole sentences I knew could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. It was a simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be a really big man, a clever and respected man, was something else. I should go back to Anil, I told myself, if only not to read, if only to learn to read and write. So now, Hari Singh finds himself at a point where he is wondering or he is thinking hard on his actions. Anil, while he was robbing Anil, Hari Singh had forgotten about all the advantages of staying up with Anil in the excitement of the theft. So he had forgotten completely all the advantages that weighed so heavily against the disadvantage of being a thief. I mean, staying with Anil was great. One, because Anil trusted him a lot. Two, Anil was a learned man. Three, Anil had promised him to, one, write his name first and then maybe write long sentences and then do the calculations, addition and subtractions and many other things and do the calculations. This way, this way, uh, Hari Singh would be exposed to education. This way, Hari Singh would be exposed to being literate. And Hari Singh knows that a thief's life is a short one. He cannot make a career as a thief because right now he might be very experienced. Right now he might be very successful because he has never been caught. But you never know when when the luck might run out. You never know when he is caught red-handed. He never knows when he has to spend the rest of his life in a prison. And there is no advantage in being a thief. And he also knows that just by simply getting educated and learned and knowing how to read and write, he would really become a clever and a respected man. By being a thief all his life and running away will not bring him respect, will not make him clever. He will never accomplish anything worthwhile in his life. You see, because Hari Singh came in contact with a person who himself was genuine, who was helping in nature, who placed confidence and trust in Hari Singh. Hari Singh's thought process has changed. We see that he's contemplating, he's thinking hard, he's weighing the pros and cons of being a thief or carrying his profession as a thief. He's looking at the advantages and the bright side of staying put with Anil. and the disadvantages that that he will continue to have for the rest of his life by picking up the profession of a thief. Robbing people will not bring him respect. It will not take him anywhere. And Hari Singh knows it very clear. It was a simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. It's only the matter of luck, and you never know when the luck might run out. But to be a really big man, a clever and a respected man, was something else, was something extraordinary. You have to work hard. You have to do something extraordinary to become a respected man. And the only shot for Hari Singh to become a respected man and give up being a thief for the rest of his life was going back to Anil, because that was the only place where he would be where he could learn how to read and write. Moving on to the next paragraph. I hurried back to the room feeling very nervous, for it was much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. I opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway in clouded moonlight. Anil was still asleep. I crept to the head of the bed, and my hand came up with the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute. Then my hand found the edge of the mattress and slipped under it with the notes. Finally, after a lot of contemplation, Hari Singh made the right choice. He went back to Anil. He hurried back to the room and he was feeling very nervous. Why? Why was he feeling nervous? He had made a right decision, so there's no reason for being nervous. But the reason why he was feeling nervous was because it was very easy to steal something from someone rather than returning it undetected. What if, while he was slipping the money back into the mattress, Anil woke up? What would he assume? He would not assume that Hari Singh was putting back the money under the mattress. Rather, he would conclude that he was robbing him of the money. That made him nervous. He opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway for some time in the clouded moonlight, and he found that Anil was still asleep. So he crept to the head of the bed, and his hand came up with the notes. He felt his breath. He felt Anil's breath on his hand. He remained still for a minute, and then when his hand found the edge of the mattress and slipped under it with the notes, he pulled his hand out. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'll take the entire paragraph. I woke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. He stretched out his hand towards me. There was a 50-rupee note between his fingers. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. I made some money yesterday, he explained. Now you'll be paid regularly. My spirits rose. But when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. Today we'll start writing sentences, he said. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. So Hari Singh woke up late next morning, and he found that Anil had already made the tea. I mean, it was his job to make the tea in the morning. But that morning, he slept like a baby, and he woke up late because now he did not have any malintentions. He did not have any fear. The only fear he had in his heart was Anil discovering about the theft. So he stretched out his hands towards him. There was a 50-rupee note between his fingers. So Anil stretched his hand towards Hari Singh. And in Anil's hand was a 50-rupee note. Hari Singh's heart sank. Why did his heart sink? Because he thought that his theft might have been discovered. That's when Anil told him that he had made some money the previous day. and now that he'll pay him regularly. Hari Singh's spirits rose. He was relieved. He sighed that maybe his theft was not discovered. But when Hari Singh accepted the note, he found that it was still damp because of the last night's rain. And that's when Anil told him that from day onwards, they will start writing sentences. Remember the promise that he had made to Hari Singh? So Hari Singh knew that Anil knew everything. When maybe Anil got up in the morning and he took the bundle of notes in his hands and he found them wet, he knew that Hari Singh took them away. So Anil knew of the theft. But look at Anil's sincerity. He did not make any hue and cry about it. Rather, he was glad to see the change that has come in Hari Singh. He was happy that his trust was not betrayed by Hari Singh. Anil's lips, nor his eyes, showed any expression. Right? So Hari Singh simply smiled at Anil in the most appealing way, in the most affectionate way. And that smile was perhaps, for the first time, was genuine. It was not made of flattery. It was a genuine smile that lit Hari Singh's face. And it came without any effort. It was a quiet acceptance of the fact that that Anil knew that Hari Singh had robbed, but there was a change of heart. Maybe Hari Singh had quit his old ways of being a thief and decided to lead a new life. So this is how the story ends. We see that how Anil's confidence in Hari Singh shaped his destiny. How a simple person with a simplicity, with his love, care, and affection, and simple trust, paved the way for a thief to change his ways forever. And that is something amazing that happened in the story. Okay. So we can conclude that it was because of Anil and his simplicity and easygoing nature that helped Hari Singh to transform into a good person. He left his way of being a thief, he left his old habits, and he had decided now to lead a respected life, just like Anil. So Anil was his role model. So this is the sum and substance of the story. We have seen how Anil brought a significant turnaround in Hari Singh's life. Okay, so we are going to end our session right now. Do you have any questions? Is there any child that has any question on this story? Okay, I think that then that's it. We're done with chapter number 2 of the Footprints Without Feet. And you shall be receiving your Google worksheets shortly. Moreover, I'll also upload the recording of this lecture on the Google Classroom so that you can have access to it whenever you want. Thank you again for your time. You all have a lovely day ahead. You have a next class to take. Goodbye.